Hello, class 11 students. Welcome once again to Math is Possible. Today I am going to continue a video and I am going to start with the exercise number 2B. Okay. In the previous videos I was doing the theorems for the chapter relations. Okay. And I am done with the theorems. Okay. Today I am going to start the exercise. Those of you who have watched the theorems, well and good for you. Those of you who haven't watched the theorems and are directly coming to the exercise, I suggest you watch the theorems, otherwise you will not be able to do these questions. So exercise number 2B in my book, whatever exercise it's in your book, please write it. Questions will be the same, don't have to worry about that. Part 1, you have to prove. Question number 1 is proving there are 3 parts. This is the first part. Okay, you have to prove that A cross B union C is equal to A cross B union A cross C. This is what you have to prove. Okay, put it in a box and keep it. Now, you see, in the theorem, when I was proving the theorem, the different theorems when I was proving, what I was doing is I was taking the left hand side and I was proving the right hand side. But now we are going to do a two-way proving. That means we are going to prove from right to left and then also from left to right. Okay, so we are going to have 2 parts, part 1 and part 2. Okay, so there will be two-way proving, so you have to understand. Now you see, when I was giving the proofs of the theorems, I gave you union. I told you write it as and, right? If you remember, or if you go back to the theorems, you can check. Union, the cross also you have to write it as and. Okay, not union, sorry. Intersection, I told you to write it as and. Okay, union, you're going to write it as or. Okay, the union, you have to write it as or. The cross, you'll write it as and. Intersection also you'll write as and the union you'll write as or. We didn't get any union, so I couldn't show you one, but in the question we have, so I'm going to show you how to do this. Okay, so take out your notebooks, be ready. First watch it, understand, and then copy. Okay, so write A and write part 1. Part 1, this is the first part. From left to, we are going to prove LHS to RHS. LHS is equal to RHS, we are going to prove. Okay, no, we are going to prove this is a subset of this. That's what we are going to prove. So let's start. Okay, let A comma B belong to A cross B union C. A cross B union C. Now that is a relation, A cross B union C. So it has to be written this way. It's a coordinate form. Now, from here what do we get? We get, this implies that this A belongs to the set A. Okay, A belongs to the set A and the B belongs to the set B union C. Slowly. Understand. Let's understand. The first element belongs to the first set. The second element belongs to the second set. This is a set. This is a set. Union. B union C. Now from here what can we do? From here we have to write A belongs to A and B belongs to B. This union will be written as or. A belongs to A and B belongs to C. Look at that very nicely. Look what I did. A belongs to A, no problem, and B belongs to B, and this B belongs to B, sorry, for this and A belongs to A and B belongs to B. Now split, this is separated by this union, that is or. Look over there. Then again A belongs to A and B belongs to the C. Okay, nicely done. Then from here it implies that A comma B belongs to the relation A cross B. Put it in curly brackets. or A comma B belongs to A cross C. Put that also in curly brackets. All this using a bracket and all, you don't have to worry. You can do anything you like. Okay. The only thing they're going to see is how you're going to prove this. The way it's the main logic. You can just put the same bracket. Okay. If you want to just split these two parts. But I want to make it look a little bit nice. That's why I'm putting a curly bracket. You can put a square bracket if you cannot make a curly bracket. Okay. Then from here, what can we write? We can write A comma B. You see A comma B is common for both of them. Belongs to A cross B, or becomes now union. Now that becomes A cross C. Look at it. Look nicely. Let's start from beginning. Okay. Let's start from up so that we have understood everything. First, I have assumed that a coordinate belongs to this relation. No problem. Then I split it. I made the first element go to the first set, then the second element go to the second set. I split it by an and because this cross became an and. Now A belongs to A and B belongs to B. A belongs to A and B belongs to B. Or this union changed to or. A belongs to A, B belongs to C. Okay. Now from here we have got A and B. Now we can put it in a relation. So A comma B belongs to A cross B, or A comma B belongs to A cross C. Now from here we have got what? A comma B belongs to A cross B, or became back to union A cross C. So we had actually started from here, and if you notice, the last one is basically the same thing from where we had started, and because both these things are same, we can write A cross B union C is a subset of this. So that is your part 1. You have to write what? You have to write A cross B union C is a subset of A cross B union A cross C. So this is your part 1. Write it as P1 part 1. Okay. All these things you can write. You are in class 11. P1. This is your first part. Now what is my second part? My second part I have already proved from left hand side to the right hand side. My first part is done. Now I am going to start with my right hand side proving to the left hand side. Now depends on the marks. If you are given 2 marks, then this is enough. Okay. After this you can just write A cross B union C is equal to A cross B union A cross C. You can write that. No problem. But if it's got like 4 marks, 5 marks, something like that, then you have to do 2-way proving. Okay. You cannot do 1-way proving out then. Let's go on to part 2. I hope you all can note this down. Just freeze the video and just note this down. Then you can understand also. Anything you can do. Okay, you guys are very, very smart. Let's go on to the second one, B, and that is part 2. B is part 2. Let's write it a little big. If you may not be able to see. B is part 2. Let's start again. Same thing. Let A comma B belongs to what? A cross B union. Don't take A comma B. We have already used A comma B. Take X comma Y. X comma Y belongs to A cross B union A cross C. Okay. Now look at this. We have started from here. Now let us split this part. Let's split it. What can we write? We can write X comma Y belongs to the relation A cross B. Okay. Union. Alright. X comma Y also belongs to the relation A cross C. Okay. X comma Y belongs to the relation A cross B, and X comma Y belongs to the relation A cross C. Now look at this. What happened over here? We have taken the whole coordinate. The whole coordinate has to belong to the relation A cross B and the union is there, or it also belongs to the, or this whole coordinate, whole thing belongs to the relation A cross C. Okay. Now this union is going to change to or. You have put an implies sign. Implies x comma y belongs to A cross B. Okay. Or x comma y, belongs to A cross C. Okay. Now look at this. Now we have changed the union to or. Now the next part is what? Look at it. Look over there. You have any problem? Look over there. Okay, the union has changed to or now. Now you can write from here. Now let's split this. Now you have to split this also. X belongs to A and Y belongs to the B set, or X belongs to the A set and Y belongs to the C set. Look at this. Look at this. What have we done? After splitting this, what are we doing? We are splitting this part also. Because there's a cross. When we were doing the LHS to RHS, we split the cross also, we split the union also, and again we put them back. It's like splitting and putting them back. Logically. Okay. So what did we do? We have first, what we did? We've split this and this. First we did that. Main thing. Gone away. Now from here what did we do? We changed this to or. Now from here what did we do? We split this part. Change the cross to and. Change these crosses to and. See how it's going. Okay. Like this. Change these crosses to and. Now what we can see from here, from this line, what can you see? Tell me. From this line, what can you see? You can see that this part and this part is same. Right? So you can write it like this, which implies that X belongs to A. Okay, put it in curly bracket. Or Y belongs to, no, X belongs to A and X belongs to A and Y belongs to B, or Y belongs to C. Put this bracket, put curly bracket, whatever you want, put this bracket, don't put curly bracket. Put this bracket, because now you can put this bracket. You don't need curly brackets. Okay, here also you could have put the round bracket. Okay, you don't have to put curly bracket. So what did I do over here? I took this as common. That is X belongs to A. Now I did that Y belongs to B. Okay, or no, first I have to show this and. First of all, X belongs to A. Then I took this and, these two ands, and put it over here. And Y belongs to B, or took this or, put it between them and made it Y belongs to C. Look how it is, B union C. Okay, Y has to belong to B or Y has to belong to C. It cannot become Y belongs to B and C. If it becomes an and, then we'll have to put a cross or we have to put an intersection. But we don't have intersection, we have union. So it has to be that Y belongs to B or Y belongs to C. That means it's belonging to a set. It's one element, a single element belonging to a set. Okay, so try and understand. Now from here what do? Now from here our work is more or less done. Okay, now you can write X belongs to A, okay, and Y belongs to B union C. The or has now changed back to union. You can write a small r, or you can write capital letter, or all that doesn't matter. Okay, now from here what do you have to do? Simple. You have two more steps left. From here you will write X belongs to A cross B. Sorry, not X, X comma Y, because we have got it in the coordinate form. Look, X belongs to A, Y belongs to B union C. So now we got the coordinate X comma Y belongs to A. This becomes a cross in B union C, like that only. B union C. So what what did we get? We started from here. Look students, we started from here and we ended here, and both of these things are the same thing. Okay, so now you can write that one more step. So A cross B union A cross C is a subset of A cross B union C. So this is actually your part 2. Put it in a box. I know you guys will be able to fit it in your notebooks. That's because you will be using notebooks and I'm using this board and it's not fitting. So you write it in order, okay? Just write it normally. Don't write it like me. Something written here, something written there. You write it neatly, okay? So this is your part 1. I'm sorry, part 2. Very big mistake. Don't copy the mistakes. Part 2. That was my part 1. This is my part 2. Now you can write from P1 and P2. From P1 and P2. This is P2, okay? Right, from P1 and P2. Let's write it on top. So, from P1 and P2, we can say that, or you don't have to write all that, you just write from P1 and P2. Don't need to write too much English. P1 and P2. From P1 and P2 you can write A cross B union C is equal to A cross B union A cross C. That's it. You have proved it, and you have proved it how? From part 1 and part 2, combining both of them, you have proved that this is equal to that. Now there are 2 more. There is more to do. Let's do one more. Okay, I know this two-way proving is a little heavy on you, but let's do one more to make it a little lighter, okay, so that you understand. Okay, I won't do the third one today only because I know then you get stressed out and I don't want that to happen. Okay, so we are going to do the next proof and we try and understand it. Okay, part 2. What is part 2? Part 2 is this. This is question number 1, part 2. Okay, proof. Write your things over here so that you don't forget. That is an and. That union is or, implies or, intersection implies and. Okay, you can write capital, you can write small. It's up to you. Okay, so let's start. You have to prove that A cross B intersection C. A cross B intersection C is equal to A cross B, okay, intersection A cross C. I know it's very easy for you to prove that. Okay, you all have done so many questions like this. Okay, and it's nothing for you. I know for you all it's nothing to do. Those of you who have followed the theorem. So let's start actually. So you have to start the same way. This is part 1. Okay, this is part 1. Part 1, how do you start? Let A comma B belong to A cross. Let A comma B belong to A cross B intersection C. So we started with that. So let us start splitting it. Implies A belongs to A, okay, and write it like this, and B belongs to B intersection C. Okay, many times we will write and over here because both of them are and only. Okay, so don't have to worry, and that makes even much. That makes the work less for you. Okay, much less. Now let's split that, huh? A belongs to A, okay, and write a small one only, and B belongs to B. Put it like this. Okay, put the intersection sign, put another bracket, right? A belongs to A and B belongs to C. So you've got two parts. Okay, now from here what do we do? From here it's very simple. Okay, so from here you can split this and write it as A belongs to A and B belongs to B, and write this and A belongs to A, okay, and B belongs to C. So that's how it's split up. Now you can put it back in the cross. You write it A comma B belongs to, okay, A cross B, write that and like this, and write this A comma B, put it in curly brackets, belongs to A cross C. There you go. Your work is almost done. Last part, what do you have to write? You'll all know it. Smart students, change that to your intersection. Look at your RHS. Just use your RHS. Okay, you're not cheating, or you're not looking at something that you're not supposed to see. You have to look at your RHS, okay? But then you will understand what I have to change to what. You have to use the logic. You have to use the help of something in the question. If you don't use the question as a help thing, then you will not be able to solve it, right? So from here what do we get? From here we've got both these things as common. So you can write A comma B belongs to A cross B, okay. Put the where's it gone? Put the intersection sign, okay, and then put, and then just let's do one more step actually. Belongs to the, I could have ended it here, but then it's okay, you can do one more step. It's done actually. I changed the and to intersection again. Now from here we can do one more step. Let's write it on top somewhere here. Okay, you copy later. Now from here, what can we write? Implies A comma B belongs to A cross B, okay, intersection A cross C. So now you see from these two parts, this one and this one, from these two parts, we can say that this is a subset of this. So one more line, one more thing you have to write is, so A cross B intersection C is a subset of A cross B intersection A cross C. And put it in a box. Put it in a box and write P1. Put this in a box and then write it as P1. That's your part 1. Now let's go on to the second way proving. This is the first part. Okay. The next one is the part 2 proving. We'll use X and Y. Alright. We are going to use X and Y. Alright. So let's start. So this is 2. And this is part 2. So start. Don't waste much time. Start it. Let X comma Y belong to, if you can do with me, then let's do together. Okay, A cross B intersection A cross C. Let them belong to that. Now this implies that what? X comma Y belongs to A cross B, okay, intersection X comma Y belongs to A cross C, right? So now from here what do? Let's split these parts like board mass style. Okay, so X belongs to A and Y belongs to B. Change that to and, put it capital and. Okay, X belongs to A and Y belongs to C. Hope I have written it correctly because I am doing very quickly. X belongs to A and Y belongs to B. X belongs to A and Y belongs to C. Now from here, what you're going to do? You're going to take these two as common. You see x belongs to A and x belongs to A. Okay. So write that as x belongs to A, put it in a bracket and write and, okay, and y belongs to B, y belongs to set B and y belongs to set B and C. Y belongs to set B and C. You can put this one in a curly bracket. Okay. Now, what can we write from here? We can write x. After this, x belongs to A. Okay. And y belongs to B intersection C. That and is changed back to intersection and put it in a bracket. Alright. Now from here, last part is left. What can we write? X comma y. We have got x and y. We have got x here, got y over there. Belongs to A. That and changes back to cross, and that is B intersection C. Look, we started from here and we got this here. Okay. Now from these two parts, from this part and from this part, what can we say? We can write, we have to write one more step. What can we write that as? We have to write, so A cross B, no sorry, A cross, we have started from where? We start from there. Don't want to make a mistake. A cross B intersection A cross C, okay, is a subset of A cross B intersection C. So this is your basic part 2. This is part 2. Write it as P2. Now last step. Finally you've got your answer. Okay, you have proved it. Now what can you write? Now the only thing that you need to write is I have proved it. Okay, and be happy. So from P1 and P2, from P1 and P2, you can write A cross B intersection C is equal to A cross B intersection A cross C. And that is how you are supposed to prove these things, even the theorems. But I didn't want to show you the second way, is because I didn't want to make it very long for you and very boring. That's the reason why I kept this second way proving only for the questions. So you must look at the marks. Okay, you must look at the marks and then do the proving. Don't go ahead and keep doing the proving like you haven't seen the marks. So just because you saw me doing it like this, so you go ahead and do both ways. No, look at the marks and then do the proving. Okay, that's it for today. Then we'll continue in the next videos. So keep taking as much help as possible from my channel, Math is Possible. See you in the next video.